Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to integrate a web automation system which will browse the web, do other things for me in just 19 lines of code. And I'm going to integrate it with my AI agent. So without further ado, let's discuss what we are here for on the big screen. So we'll be using the Puppeteer MCP server. Puppeteer is a JavaScript library used for web automations. Now, typically you have to write a full script in JavaScript and tell it what to do, basically which website to go to, which HTML elements to target, get information from and manipulate. And that's basically what Puppeteer does. You have to define everything very explicitly. But today we are going to learn a simpler way to do it using Google's Agent Development Kit, where we'll enter our instructions in plain English and let Puppeteer figure out what to use on the inside to do what we've asked it to. So you can go to this particular part of the repository and just go through all this information if you feel like it. And this will just give you an idea of what all can you do with Puppeteer. So you can navigate to different websites, you can take screenshots, click different buttons on a website, hover, or just do different things. And you can do all that, and that's fine. I'm not going to go into it because I want to do a very simple demo so that you can get started right away. So we're going to use the npx version of this, as we have been doing in our file system video, in the previous one where we integrated Brave's API to turn our AI agent into a search engine. So you can go check those videos out as well, because it will help you familiarize yourself with what we're going to do today and make things a little easier to understand. So once you're back from those videos, just come here and let's start with going over some basic setup steps. So you just have to set up your ADK, you have to install Python, it should be 3.9 or higher, you have to set up Node.js and npx so that you can install these libraries in real time and run them so that the background processes can happen properly. You have to verify the installations to check well if it's actually there. Your node version should be about 20. That is what I'm developing on. I haven't tested it out on the other versions, so I can't vouch for their efficiency. So once you've done all this, once the setup is done, I will start off with my code base. So let's start with our init file. We have some basic one line of code which imports our agent from agent.py. But we'll get into agent.py. Before that, our environment variables are just two. So there's this one just says that we are not using Vertex AI, and then there's a Google API key, and we'll see why we need it. Well, if you've seen the previous videos, you already know why, but let's just go over it. And this is my 19 lines of code. And it could be less if I just shorten it, write everything in one line, but if I wanted to put it neatly, it's 19 lines, where I start off by importing some modules from Google's ADK library. So I used my LLM agent class to make my LLM agent, and my MCP toolset to, well, connect to different MCP servers, as I have been in the last few videos. So I create my root agent using this class. I use my Gemini 2.0 Flash model, and that is why I need my Google API key, which is here. All right. So my actual API key is in the environment file, as I've been saying since the very beginning. So you should also not share it with anyone. Now, I have Gemini 2.0 Flash as my model, so I'll use this to put in my prompts in English, in simple English, and I'll use it. It is up to my AI agent to figure out which tool to use to, well, go on and perform the task that I'm asking it to. So I've given it a very simple prompt, help the user extract information from the web. You can make it more specific for better results. For now, this is all that I'm doing. A very bare bones AI agent that can automate different tasks for the web browser. All right. So I will use npx command, use -y so that it can just give all the permissions. It needs to install this library, that is server-puppeteer, which is the one over here. All right. Now, to set up my ADK, steps are pretty simple. I use this to set up a Python project, create a virtual environment. I activate that virtual environment using this command. Mine is already active. And if I wanted to do it again, I'll deactivate this. I'm on Mac OS right now, so I will activate it using this command. I can install all my libraries over here. And since I have all the libraries already, it is going to happen very quickly. For you, it may take a little bit longer. Now, to run this project, we have ADK web as our command. This will give us a UI on a certain port that we'll see in a second. That's port 8000. So let's go over there and check our application out. So I said that it is going to take 19 lines of code, and let's see how good is that in practice. So in my README, which you can access from the link in the description below, you will see a couple of prompts to start off with. So I say go to google.com, enter top 10 pizza places in New Delhi in the search input. So it should open a browser, it should open google.com, it should enter something in the search box. That is a very simple task that I want to give it right now. So I enter it, I open my browser automatically, and it's going to navigate using Puppeteer. Oh, it has already done that for us. So I don't think you were able to see it in action. So let's ask it to open another tab, and let's just in Mumbai. Okay, so it's opened another browser for us, and it has entered the information that we've requested. Alright, so if I just hit enter, it'll work like a normal search browser. And since we are using an automation agent, Google has some checks to verify if it is not a robot. So I will just verify this manually for now. And given so many checks, I am starting to wonder if I am a robot. Alright, turns out I'm not a robot, and we have all the results with us. Alright, but that's a very simple example. So let me close these browsers and let's go over to a complicated one. So here I want to do something a little bigger. I want to get some data from Amazon. This is basically the web scraping part that Puppeteer is typically used for. So here is a prompt. Let's just read it before I put it on there. I wanted to open a browser, and I wanted to go to amazon.com, search for iPhone 16, press the button. I want the titles of the first five products that it sees. Now, I want my results to be a little accurate because it can give me anything in my search result, right? Something related also, not just the iPhone result. So, this is something I saw manually, that this is the class the titles were using on Amazon's page. And basically, the content should have Apple iPhone as the keywords in it. Only then it should extract the information. Otherwise, it shouldn't. And I should try to get the price as well. And the currency is present in a certain class in the HTML of that page, and the value itself is present in this class. So let's copy this. So I'll just restart the application so that you can see all the results cleanly. I've pasted this. Let's see what it gives us. Okay, so it opens a browser for us. Let's put that in full screen. And let's dismiss this. It is searching on its own. Hands are here. I am not typing anything or extracting anything. And it will stay there because we haven't asked it to do anything else. But let's go over to our screen and see what it gives us. Because here are the titles and prices of the first five products containing Apple iPhone in the title. So let's just go to the window and compare the results. And that's okay, it's a smaller screen. We don't really need a bigger screen for our experiment. So Apple iPhone 16 US version 128 GB ultramarine, and ultramarine, that's the first result. Okay, good enough. Then next should be white unlocked renewed premium, and that's this one. So price not found, price not found. Why is the price not found? Because the price is not visible on Amazon itself. So where do we get a price for Apple iPhone 16? So we have Apple iPhone 15 here. So it has got an Apple iPhone 15 Pro Max for us, white titanium, and price not found again, which is accurate. So let's see one which should have something. So that's Apple iPhone 13, $269. Let's see if it is accurate. Apple iPhone 13, 128 GB, $269. Okay, that's pretty accurate. Next, we have to look for Apple iPhone 14 and price not found once again. So let's see Apple iPhone 14. There it is, and no price. So I think the results are pretty accurate based on our request. Let's just see. I just want to show you the classes that I was talking about. And I'll go to the title over here in my DevTools. Let's just go to any title. And the class, as you can see, is this one over here. And that's the one I have put right here. All right. And similarly, to get the price, I have this a hyphen price hyphen symbol and a hyphen price hyphen whole. I'll just show you one of them. So to get the price, I have this class, and same goes for the symbol right above it. All right, so the more accurate your query is, the more accurate your results will be, which is what we saw in our case. And you can experiment it, try to get some data on your own. And there's another video that I've made in which you can extract responses in a PDF file. So you can go check that out if you want to extract this information somewhere in a document. And this is it for this video. In the next video, we'll build something cool. So stay tuned and follow for more.